You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to get myself an X-Men t-shirt. I don't have an X-Men t-shirt. Note to self, get an X-Men t-shirt. I mean this isn't X-Men, but at least it's Marvel. X-Men is directed by Bryan Singer and it stars a lot of people. Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, Famke Jensen, James Marsden, Ian McKellen, Rebecca Romijn, Anna Paquin. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Ray Park and Tyler Mane, or the actor who plays Sabretooth. Yeah, I think that's everybody. The film depicts a world where there are people called mutants and they have superpowers, and the film focuses on two mutants, Wolverine and Rogue. These two characters are being thrust right into a war, a mutant war between, a war between mutants and humans, and they meet the two sides of the same coin. Professor Xavier's X-Men and Magneto's Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Before this movie came out, Hugh Jackman was an unknown actor. Like before he, it's funny like how these big major movies, these big blockbuster movies, are turning actors from nobodies, from unknown, nobodies to, oh yeah, Hugh Jackman. I know Hugh Jackman. Like before the year 2000, nobody knew who Hugh Jackman was. He's an unknown actor, and now it's funny how everybody now, in 2020, nowadays they know who Hugh Jackman is. But before he was cast as Wolverine, Hugh Jackman was an unknown actor, and this movie came out July 14th, 2000, if I'm correct. And I didn't see this movie in theaters. The thing is, I was born March 24th, 2000, so I was almost 5 months old. So, 5 months old and watching, can you imagine a 5-month-old baby, like an infant, like a child, watching a movie, like going into a PG-13 movie? Yeah, I don't think so. While DC was doing great, was doing good, with the Michael Keaton Batman movies, which was utterly trash by the Joel Schumacher movies, you got the Christopher Reeve movies, the DC was doing great. Meanwhile, Marvel was struggling during that time. You got the crappy Fantastic Four 1990s movie, which I haven't saw, but I saw like a clip from the movie and it looked awful. And there was Blade, which was the first Blade movie, was pretty good. It wasn't great, it wasn't fantastic, but get it? Marvel. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good, pretty solid. And then Marvel, and then you got the live action Incredible Hulk TV show, and then X-Men came out. Going right into it, yes, there will be not a whole lot, but yeah, there are spoilers. Come on, this movie came out two decades ago. This movie came out 2 decades ago, so you had a lot of time, and you had 20 years to watch this movie. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of years to watch almost a 2-hour movie. This movie is like 1 hour and 45 minutes long. But yeah, you had plenty of time to watch only a 1 hour and 45 minutes movie. There will be spoilers. But anyway, moving on. Just want to get something out real quick. My thoughts. I just saw this movie I rewatched this movie a couple weeks ago, so, and I haven't watched it, and I haven't really thought about it since, so my thoughts are going to be scrambled. I'm going to try my best to remember everything that I know from the movie. Like, for example, the introduction of Magneto. Like, the movie opens up and we see this, we see Magneto as a kid being separated from his mother, and that scene was awesome. And that scene was awesome when Magneto's being, little Eric was being pulled away by the guards, by all those guards, and he's trying to, he wants his mom, but he accidentally bends like the metal gate. That was pretty cool. And X-Men First Class, we revisit that scene in X-Men First Class. Diving into the casting choices, I mean, like, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, he is Wolverine. There are only a few, maybe a couple actors or actresses that you can't see no one else playing this character. You can only see that person. For example, Robert Downey Jr., he is Iron Man. Ryan Reynolds, he is Deadpool. Hugh Jackman, he is Wolverine. Patrick Stewart, from Star Trek, and Ian McKellen, oh my god, these are phenomenal, legendary actors in this movie. You got some pretty great names. In this movie. Going back to Wolverine, I love the introduction of Wolverine, how the Rogue opens, Rogue goes into the bar, and there's like a cage match, and in a cage match, Wolverine is fighting against his opponent. He's shirtless, and and then that guy tries to pick a fight with Wolverine, and then he pops, his claws pop out, and that was amazing. I can definitely see the relationship between Wolverine and Rogue. The relationship between Wolverine and Rogue is like Wolverine and X-23 from Logan. Like, you see this father-daughter relationship between Wolverine and Rogue. When Wolverine is talking with Jean Grey, and Jean looked into Wolverine's mind, trying to use her psychic powers, then you see like his origin. You see the origin of this painful character, Wolverine, being experimented on, having adamantium be covered, covering his entire skeleton and his claws, and that flashback, mind sequence sets up the rest of the X-Men franchise. We go back to it later. Now, the standouts on the X-Men side is Wolverine, and on the Brotherhood side, it's Mystique. Mystique, like, the way I love her fight scenes with Wolverine, and just the way she moves around, like, being flexible and like moving around like some kind of lizard or chameleon. It's I don't know why they didn't use the white suit, like the Mystique white suit like in the comics. Instead they went with a naked appearance. I don't know why they chose that, but I can understand. I can actually see, like, never mind. I can actually see why they would do that. Maybe try to add like a mysterious like lizard chameleon effect on Mystique. If that's what they're going for, then I can definitely understand why they switched up her appearance. It is a shame that the X-Men, the characters, all these characters, they're the actual X-Men suits, there's no colors on them, except for X-Men Apocalypse, and a little bit in Days of Future Past. But yeah, I don't like the suits. The suit looks, it's not that I don't like it. I'm just disappointed that they didn't, add color to it. Why is it black? Why do the X-Men look like a biker gang? they don't look like a superhero team. They look like a biker gang. Like, we all have matching outfits. That's cool. Well, what'd you expect? Yellow spandex? So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say with X-Men. I don't really want to go into the plot of the movie. I mean, if you want to, you know, the whole thing with, you know, like I said, Wolverine and Rogue, their father-daughter relationship. I loved it. It reminds me a lot of Wolverine's other relationship with X-23, you know, Laura. And you know, Wolverine, you know, all this time thinking that he's the one that Magneto's going after, but when he and Rogue were on the train and Magneto comes in and Wolverine asks him, "What do you want with me?" And Magneto answers, "You, my boy, you know, I'm not," or he says like, "My boy, I'm not after you." He's not after Wolverine, he's after Rogue. It's like that oh shit moment. And then the X-Men and the Brotherhood are fighting each other on you know, oh my god, Ellis Island, not the Statue of Liberty. Well, yeah, they did fight on the Statue of they did fight on the Statue of Liberty, but you know, the two of them fought, and then Magneto using Rogue as like this conduit to give her powers temporarily. And then I love how when they did that, you know, Rogue's hair, you know, it turned white like in the comics. Well, it didn't turn white in the comics, but you know, making her more like her comic book appearance. But if I have one issue, but I only have just one issue with this movie, and it's that I feel like there are certain characters that are underused, like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. These are legendary, phenomenal actors. I mean, amazing. But I just feel like, you know, I just feel like their characters, Charles Xavier and Magneto, are like underused. I feel like some characters are underused while others are underdeveloped. For example, Cyclops. I don't like Cyclops in this movie or any of these movies. Cyclops is not my favorite X-Men. The reason is because he's such a Boy Scout. But yeah, people, we make fun of Cyclops. But it's just that he's so dependent and so relying heavily on Jean Grey. If Jean Grey, he's always protecting Jean Grey, and yeah, that's very romantic and true to his character, but that's it. Like, if Jean Grey doesn't exist, if Jean Grey doesn't exist or something happens to her, like, he's entering this, he's being sad and, depressed. I just don't like the character of Cyclops. He's my least favorite. But yeah, I feel like some characters are either underused or underdeveloped, one or the other. But that's my only issue with this movie. Everything else is just great. I loved it. Like I said, I don't want to go into detail. Like, I don't want to spoil like every single scene in this movie because that's gonna take too long. I just rather make it short and simple, and that's all I have to say for X-Men. That's why I'm gonna give X-Men an A. Now, please look forward to my review for X2 X-Men United. We're moving on with the train. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you want to with your friends and family, and I will see you in my next X-Men review. Shing! I need claws.